Hi Josh.
How you doing?
You've played your fair share of Six Nations before. Can you ever remember a championship that's been as wide open as this one?
Not off the top of my head, no. It's mad. I haven't really looked through the table in great detail, but I know obviously we're kind of just focused on this week and getting a win. Obviously there's the Triple Crown at stake, so I think that's probably enough to focus on. But yeah, it is mad. It's a testament, I think, to the competition, and I was kind of looking at all the any of the fixtures, anyone could win any game, it seems like, which is great for the competition. And it's pretty cool to be involved in a tournament that's kind of going so close. Obviously, rather from an Irish perspective, it was like very one-sided, but no, it is great contest to be a good final weekend.
And as I said, from an Irish perspective, given how it started in Paris, would you be particularly proud that you've got into this final round of games with a Triple Crown at the very least to play for, and an outside chance then of, who knows, maybe winning a championship?
Yeah, it's brilliant from the lads, the coaches, players. I think it's obviously not ideal start, the France game, everyone would have seen it, but we've kind of worked pretty hard, and I thought the performances have improved, and we've kind of learned from the things that didn't go so well and try and develop, and that's something that Andy very much focuses on all the time, is more continual development than necessarily always winning games. So I think that was probably the most pleasing thing about the last few weeks, has been going from a performance we weren't too pleased with to a few pretty decent performances and improvements in that way. So we're going in the right direction, and hopefully we can put in our best performance this weekend then.
Thanks. Bernard, thank you, Ron.
Josh, given all that's at stake this weekend, does it have a feel of knockout rugby this weekend?
It's probably a bit of that, yeah. It's unbelievably special to, at any stage in anyone's rugby career, to get to play a game where there's a trophy on the line. I think particularly for your country, it's pretty special, and I'm sure I remember supporting Ireland obviously all my life, and any time there was Leinster as well, but particularly Ireland, any time there was even a chance of silverware, it was always an unbelievably exciting time. So it's pretty cool to be involved in a squad that has a chance to a game to have a go to a bit of silverware. So yeah, it's pretty special.
In terms of what's needed, is it to deliver a performance on a par with what you produced in Twickenham?
Yeah, I think we'll have to be at our best for sure. Scotland have been very, very good, playing with a lot of confidence. Seems all their players are pretty much playing really well. Well coached team as well. So I think we'll have to be very much at our best. That's certainly the way we're preparing for it anyway, is we know we need to be as good as we can be, and see where that takes us. Cheers, thank you.
Just last couple of questions in this section, Kieran and then Dara.
Hey Josh, Andrew just mentioned that there was probably a bit of roaring for Scotland going on between Irish players last Saturday. Just what was going through your head watching that game as a rugby fan, and then with the realisation that potentially the Scotland that are going to show up in Dublin this weekend?
Yeah, it was a funny one, all right, because obviously I suppose for the tournament it obviously helped us that Scotland would win, and then you're kind of thinking we have to play against them as well, as good as they played. So it's probably a mix in that way. I tried to just watch it neutrally, as hard as that is to do sometimes. But yeah, thought Scotland were brilliant. France, I'm sure, would have been disappointed with some areas of their game, but thought Scotland were very, very good. They deserved the win, and they've played really well throughout the tournament, really. So it'll be a big challenge this weekend. They're on top form, best form. You never really remember. Well, I've seen them good in parts, but they're pretty consistently been very good. So it'll be a big challenge. They'll be good.
There.
Josh, is the possibility of winning the championship at all an added motivation, or is it more of a distraction?
I don't know how coaches feel or other players necessarily, but I'd kind of just go about it's boring enough, but I go about my preparation kind of the same way, and make sure I got everything right. I'm coming into the game knowing I did everything to play as well as I could and perform as well as we could. That's kind of how I'm looking at it. Certainly the impression I get from the other lads as well. Obviously you can get drawn into those things. You get outcome focused, or the pressure can get to you sometimes, but I find the best way anyway for me is to just focus on our performance, on our preparation, preparing as well as we can, and just giving our all. Then it obviously adds a bit of excitement for sure, with the thought, but I think I always find you can't get too caught up in it, I guess. That's certainly my perspective on it anyway. Adds to the excitement, adds to maybe a little bit of nerves, but overall just trying to put out our best performance.
Your routine, what would be kind of the check marks you'd be looking to tick off during the week?
Gosh, how long do you have? I'd be quite like, what's the word? I'd be quite extensive in terms of what I'd like to do. But basically how I'd like to be is, I know a lot of lads are the same, but I'd want to be going into the game, like just before the game, I have nothing to be nervous about because I've kind of done everything I could to play well. So I'm not nervous about getting injured because I've done all my rehab stuff. Not nervous about dropping a ball because I've practiced catching all week, or not nervous about hitting a bad tackle because I've done all that throughout the week. So that's how I like to do it. And then the same after a game, then you can kind of look back. You're like, did I try my hardest? Did I prepare as well as I could? And after that, you're kind of, there's not much more you can do than that. So that's kind of how I go about it anyway.